Stops PDP convention. INEC gives update on voter registration in Rivers State. Hoodlums attack NDLEA operatives in Diobu, Port Harcourt. Nigerian Army honors former defense chief at pull-out parade. On the foreign scene, Israel returns bodies of 30 more Palestinians to Gaza. I'm Sam Chinedu, and the news continues after the break.
The concerned citizens.
Welcome back. It's a major setback for the People's Democratic Party as the Federal High Court in Abuja has stopped the party from going ahead with its planned 2025 National Convention. The court says the PDP must first put its house in order by complying with its own constitution, the Electoral Act, and the laws of the land before organizing any convention. Delivering judgment in the case filed by 3 aggrieved members of the party, Justice James Omotosho ruled that the Independent National Electoral Commission must not recognize or accept the outcome of any PDP convention that fails to follow due process. The judge made it clear that INEC cannot give legal backing to a convention that violates the Constitution, the Electoral Act, or the party's internal rules. And still on court ruling, a federal high court in Abuja has sacked the member representing Gumi Bukuyum Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Abubakar Gumi, for defecting from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressives Congress, APC. In a judgment, Justice Obiora Igwatu barred the Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, from further recognizing Gumi as a member representing Gumi Bukuyum Federal Constituency. The judge also made an order directing the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to conduct a fresh election to fill the vacancy for the constituency within 30 days from the day of the judgment. And still talking politics, but from the home front, as Nigerians await the full registration of new political parties, some stakeholders are speaking on whether the move will make any difference ahead of the 2027 general elections. The spokesman of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Luckyman Aguilar, says the decision by INEC to register new political parties will likely heat up the political atmosphere before the elections.
Of course, it is ill-timed and intentional. This is just a ploy by the ruling party to scatter the political calculations of other political parties. I think it is targeted majorly at the coalition because they feel that some members of the coalition have also tried to register their own political parties, or registering those parties for them now will make them to move over to their parties, thereby destroying whatever political arrangements or permutations that have been made before now.
In an interview with correspondent Suibi Oruwari, Mr. Aguilar alleged that the delay in the registration of new parties by INEC is a deliberate attempt to weaken the influence of the political coalition.
I think doing this thing now, it's actually good for the ruling party because it's a ploy to scatter the the votes of various coalition. Political alignments are ongoing. So registering a political party at this point in time means most of these votes that have aligned before will have to realign back to their political parties that they have been trying to register. But it's going to cause a lot of issues in the political sphere as far as Nigeria is concerned.
A public affairs analyst in Port Harcourt, Ijoma Obi, said the yet-to-be-recognized registered parties could make a big impact in the 2027 elections if they present candidates who are generally acceptable to Nigerians. She explained that Nigeria's democracy is gradually becoming a personalized political system.
The Nigerian populace are beginning to be attached to individual candidates rather than political party consciousness. When we get to 2027, a candidate that appeals more to the people joins any of this new party, it will make a lot of difference. When the candidate is popular and acceptable, it doesn't matter where a political party is registered. What is most important is for the candidate that is acceptable to the people. It's just for the political team players to do a proper mathematics.
Obi, however, noted that going by the current political calculations, the ADC may not be the final destination for members of the coalition.
Well, for now, I cannot say coalition has completely settled for ADC. Of course, looking at the figures, it is obvious that the coalition, before now, they were shopping for a new party, which I believe that either 2 or 3 parties under the party that is being registered that INEC is considering today is still an offshoot of the coalition. And so there is still a lot of underground political mathematics that is currently ongoing.
On his part, the executive director of Relief Africa, Green Isaac, expressed hope that INEC will not disappoint Nigerians who are expecting the registration of new political parties. He said the electoral body still faces a public confidence crisis following the conduct of the 2023 general election.
Because people are already giving up on the current political parties that are available. And so if there are new houses to be built, INEC should give room for that. If that's the opportunity for Nigerians to make a difference. It may make some difference, it may not make any difference. Nigerians believed INEC before 2023, but they failed Nigerians. So how are we sure that this time they are ready to make a difference?
And now, it's important to note that about 34,233 persons in Rivers State have so far registered for the ongoing INEC continuous voter registration. The head of department, INEC Voter Education, Rivers State, Geraldine Ekeneme, said this to our correspondent. She said the figure is an improvement from that of the previous weeks.
As at last week, we have registered 34,233 persons in Rivers State. This is broken down into the 24 registration center, including our state office. This figure is an improvement from what we had between the 5th and 6th week, which was very, very low. So we are hopeful. The process has been on 1 or 2 days. In recent time, we had network downtime, which picked up immediately. It was resolved.
She blamed lack of interest for the low turnout of Rivers people.
The challenge with distance, the lack of interest from the Rivers people. But when we talk with them, there is also this INEC this, INEC that. But it's the same INEC that the Northerners are also responding to, and their registration are running into millions. It's not a different INEC. So it's about perception, it's about how the people see this civic responsibility.
Geraldine Ekeneme called on Rivers people to come and register.
And we are calling on Rivers people to take up their civic responsibility and come out and get registered so that they have that competitive advantage in terms of number to also bargain in governance.
There's some relief for Mr. Ugochukwu Onyenehido, the father whose baby was held by Meridian Hospital over an unpaid medical bill. The hospital bill by about 45%. Told correspondent Rejoice to pay 50,000 naira monthly. The lawyer dismissed claims that the state government to secure the family's release, saying, "I confirmed that the baby had noted the family is still offset the balance." He appealed to the state government to step in and assist in settling the bill.
We worked out the papers. We had to speak to the MD of the hospital. We graciously had to cut down the medical bill by half from the initial 6-point-something million they were claiming. So what the father of the baby is to pay now is 2.7 million naira. There has not been any other information as to whether Rivers State government has to intervene. If they want to intervene, we will really be grateful that Rivers State government intervenes and clears that debt.
The Rivers State Police Command is calling on members of the public to help identify a young girl who died in a fatal motor accident earlier this month. In a letter sent to Nigeria Info FM, signed by the State Traffic Officer, CSP Amehako, The incident occurred on the 2nd of October 2025 along the Rumokoro-Eliozu axis of the East-West Road in Port Harcourt. Police said the lady is a dark-complexioned girl believed to be between 15 and 16 years old with a low-cut hairstyle. No form of identification was found on her body. The police called on the public to contact the State Traffic Division or Inspector Benjamin Ashikwashi on 0806 894 0423 with any information that may help locate the girl's family. Hoodlums on Thursday attacked operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Rivers State. The head of media and advocacy for the NDLEA in Rivers State, Ugo Olesaimeka-Iyi, said the incident took place at Oduneze Lane, Mile 3, Diobu, in Port Harcourt City local government area of Rivers State. He said the hoodlums attacked their operatives during a raid in a suspected drug-infested area of Port Harcourt in a bid to free their gang members who had been arrested by the NDLEA. Mr. Olesaimeka-Iyi explained that attackers reportedly used various weapons against the operatives. Some residents of Port Harcourt have been sharing their thoughts on the state government's plan to begin distributing relief materials to communities prone to flooding. This comes after the Rivers State Deputy Governor and Chairperson of the State Flood Management and Control Committee, Professor Ngozi Odu, announced that a distribution will start next week in flood-prone local government areas. While residents welcome the move, many say it is not a lasting solution. They told our correspondents that giving out food items and mattresses every year does little to address the real problem. According to them, what communities truly need are functional drainage systems and long-term flood control measures to prevent water from taking over their homes whenever it rains. They lamented that despite years of government intervention, several families still lose valuable property to flood each year.
To my own, if I'm advice, I would say government should find a way to construct more dams, because some of the dams we have in Nigeria is the dams that was constructed by during Gowon regime, and since that time till now, none of the politicians have the experience of constructing dam. Rather, they're using the victims and making money, and they reach their sense.
Those things are not substantial. They can't sustain the masses. How long can those things last? Understand? When you give them one or two things, they can't even take care of them for 1, 2, 3 days.
In my own opinion, government should go into the community and make drainage for them so that there will be free water flow in that area.
It's not going to solve it, and it will not stop the flooding. Rather, federal government needs to do something about the main reason why the flooding is. But providing food stuff, how is it going to stop the flooding?
We'll take a break. When we return, we tell you what the former defense chief said during his formal pullout parade. Stay tuned. Back. Former Chief of Defense Staff, retired General Christopher Musa, says he's leaving the Nigerian military with a clear conscience. General Musa said this on Friday in Abuja during his pull-out parade. He said he did his best in serving the country. He said his decade-long service to the country was one marked by dedication. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, has approved the posting and appointment of senior officers to key command, staff, and instructional positions across formations, units, and training institutions of the Nigerian Army. In a statement, the Acting Director, Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Apollonia Anele, said the appointments are a decisive move aimed at reinvigorating leadership, strengthening command structures, and repositioning the Nigerian Army for enhanced operational effectiveness. Also, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Anele, has approved the appointment of new principal and command officers across various Nigerian Air Force units and commands. In a statement, the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, said the appointments are strategic moves to enhance operational efficiency, foster synergy, and align with the new NAF leadership's command philosophy. Eche local government area is still in the news for positive reasons. This time, it's the official flag off of the Odagwa Okoragu reconnection to the national grid by the chairman of council, Chima Boniface Njoku. In a statement, Njoku invited all sons and daughters of Odagwa and Okoragu communities, the Obako Eche ethnic nationality, and the good people of Eche local government area to the flag off ceremony. He said APC leader in Eche, Ephraim Wuzi, will chair the event. Special guest of honor, a PDP leader of Eche, Prince Ima Anyanwu, members of the River State House of Assembly, Ignatius Onwuka, and Chimezie Wankwo. A former special advisor, Andrew Nwanjoku. Others are APC chairman in Eche, Precious Amadi, and PDP chairman in Eche, Onwuka Reginald Chidi. The special guest of honor is Senator Alwell Onyeso, senator representing Rivers East Senatorial District. The royal father of the day is Eze Chukwunyere Samuel Odum Ochimba of Odagwa 1. Chinasawosu Ministries International, also known as the Royal Church International, is inviting members of the public to a special apostolic and prophetic impartation program with a theme to handle projects. The event holds from the 1st to the 7th of November 2025 at the Royal Church, Land of Favor, behind the NTA fence, Boba, Port Harcourt. It will be led by Bishop Chinasawosu and will feature the International Conference of Ministers, Career and Businessmen from Sunday, November the 1st to Monday, November 3rd. Daily sessions are held at 4 and 5 p.m., while Sunday services begin at 7, 8, 9, and 10 a.m. and they are tagged Holy Ghost time. There will be catch-up and deliverance service each morning at 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m., and 7 a.m. On the international scene, Israel has returned the bodies of 30 more Palestinians to Gaza as part of an ongoing exchange deal under a U.S.-brokered ceasefire plan. The Nasser Medical Complex in Khan Yunis told AFP that the bodies of 30 Palestinian prisoners were received from the Israeli side as part of the exchange deal. Under the truce, Israel is to return the bodies of 15 Palestinians for every dead Israeli hostage returned by Hamas. Friday's transfer brings the number of returned to Gaza to 225. The bodies were brought to Nasser by Red Cross after being handed over by Israel, as has been the case in previous exchanges. Under the October 10 ceasefire plan, Hamas has already returned 20 surviving hostages, taken 2 years ago during its October 7, 2023 assault on Israel. On the news this evening, you heard the Federal High Court in Abuja has stopped the PDP from going ahead with its national convention. INEC said about 34,233 people in River State have so far registered for the ongoing continuous voter registration. Hoodlums have attacked NDLEA operatives in Diobu, Port Harcourt. The Nigerian Army has honored the former defense chief at Pull-Out Parade. On the foreign scene, Israel has returned bodies of 30 more Palestinians to Gaza. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.